What's up, YouTube? Don't mind the fucked up hair. I was swimming today and didn't comb my shit afterwards. So, today I'm gonna give away a freebie, a little bit of a freebie. And that's because unless you're dealing with women on a regular basis and you have for a couple of years and you've been dealing with them at the top level, you're never really gonna fully put two. You're gonna have speculations, but you're never gonna really fully put two and two together. So, saving you guys 20 years of experience, really 25 if you count the fact that I had girlfriends when I was in elementary school and kindergarten and shit. Saving you guys 25 years of experience, I'm going to just directly say what nobody else on YouTube is saying, why the real reason women get tattoos and the real reason women get piercings. The sole reason I'm making this video is because the people that watch my channel are nerds. They're basically nerdy types. They're nerdy intellectual types. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but something that I always talk about on my channel is you need balance. The problem with nerds and the problem with intellectual men is because they try to find a logical thought process in everything, they don't, this restricts them from understanding women. Because as I've said many times on video, but a lot of you people apparently think I'm exaggerating or making this up or whatever, because I say this over and over again, and you fuckers still try to use logic when it comes to women. Women do not base their decision making off of logic. Women base their decision making off of how they feel at that specific moment in time. Okay? When you're talking to women, they're going to just say whatever they feel like they need to say at that specific moment in time. You have to train a woman to be honest with you, and even then, she's only going to be honest with you. She's still going to be deceptive to everybody else. So when you ask a woman, why does she get a tattoo or why does she get a piercing, she's almost never going to tell you the truth. The only time women tell you the truth about these things is if they've either fully submitted to you or you get them in a deep emotional state. Most of you guys are never going to get women in that deep emotional state that I'm talking about because it's extremely rare and you really have to know what you're doing and you have to be the one in her eyes and maintain that for a long period of time. Now, and the women that are gonna be on, like, or just make a woman fully submit to you and understand that if she's not honest with you, you're gonna leave. Again, a lot of you guys aren't gonna do that, and I've accepted that. A lot of you guys are gonna kind of settle for what you can get, so you're not really gonna be discarding women like that if they're not submitting to you. That's cool. But this video was in reply to my boy John Wilson. I've made several replies to this because he asked. His questions are important because he asks questions that are obvious only when you see things for what they really are. And a lot of you guys can't see things for what they really are, especially when it comes to women, because you have a hard time just understanding that women are a different sex, that women have a different brain. I know, Generation Z, you guys are being trained to think men and women are the same. You can just pick your sex because there's no difference. Kumbaya, we're all the same. Even though a middle school boy can get these in about a year, but it'll take a woman 5 years of serious hard work and training to get even half this size. So, and anybody that's ever gone to a public high school, who's ever gone to a public middle school, who's ever gone to a public elementary school, you know through observation and interaction that men and women are not the same. That women act differently than men do, and it becomes very apparent even when you're a little kid. Now that we've gotten that out the way, to understand why women get tattoos and to understand why women get piercings, You have to abandon all logic. You have to take your male brain, crumble it up, and throw it in the trash, okay? You have to turn into a woman temporarily, and you have to see things the way a woman sees it. Now, what do tattoos and piercings have in common? Pain. Unless you have a very high pain tolerance, I mean, then again, I wouldn't know because I don't have any piercings or tattoos. But what everybody tells me is that tattoos and piercings are painful. That's the common variable between both of them. Now, a man may get a tattoo because he's trying to present himself a certain way, or a man may get a piercing because he's trying to present himself a certain way. He may follow a certain ideology or have gang affiliation that he's trying to display. A woman is trying to display something else. The common variable between tattoos and piercings is pain. The true reason women get tattoos and piercings, and I know what I'm about to say is going to piss a lot of people off, but somebody needs to just directly say the obvious on video, even if most women are going to deny this unless you can get them drunk or make them submit to you or get them in a deep emotional state. Those of y'all that have women that are fully honest with you, those that don't, like you sub 0.01% guys, we're lucky. Most men don't have those opportunities to hear the truth directly from the source, okay? The true reason women get tattoos and piercings is because something happened in their life that caused them pain, that caused them trauma. So, in the mind of a woman, they want to feel more of that. They want to feel more trauma. They want to feel more pain. Some will argue that women do this because they want to cover past pain with more pain, and others will argue that women do this because they want to keep feeling that pain and they want to keep getting reminded of that pain and trauma, right? I know it sounds ridiculous, but again, women are not men. They do not think the way men do. They do not operate with logic. So this is only going to sound insane if you look at it from the perspective of a man. But when you think like how a woman does, it makes perfect sense. Why do you think it is extremely rare for a woman to get a piercing or a tattoo if she's never been with a guy before? You guys know what type of trauma I'm talking about. But after a bad breakup or after a breakup, like, because on the surface, a lot of chicks will claim that it was like a mutual breakup, there was no pain, they just went their separate ways, right? But why is it that it seems like almost every time a woman goes through something with a guy, they got a new tattoo, they got a new piercing, they go through a traumatic experience and they did something to hurt themselves intentionally? This is, you know what I'm saying? So, and you notice as they've been with more guys, as they've been through more abortions, as they've been through more trauma, they get more piercings, they get more tattoos, their hair gets shorter and shorter. These are all things that I've observed over my 30 years of living. And this is why I will never date a woman that has piercings and tattoos, because the thing that women do, women that don't have piercings and tattoos, when they have very high interest in you, if there's something wrong with them, they will let you know if their interest is high. Now, the mistake a lot of men make is that they think the women are joking. They think women are joking when they tell you in advance that they're crazy, that they're psychotic, that they use people as tools, that they're very impulsive, that they're depressed, that they're suicidal, that they're whatever. If a woman has something wrong with them and they don't have any physical identifiers like visible scars or piercings or tattoos, if their interest in you is high, they will let you know. This is a warning. They are not joking. Do not laugh at them. Because I used to laugh. Oh, man, you're silly. Heck, I used to think they were exaggerating. But 100% of the time, they were not exaggerating. Tattoos and piercings are a physical warning that they've been through a lot of trauma, guys. Scars from cutting themselves is also another big warning. Okay? I'm saving you guys 25 years of experience because this is important for you guys to know. Okay? I'm going to say something else that's going to really piss people off. The people that think I hate women, they're really going to think I hate women after I say what I'm about to say now. But this needs to be directly said on video because nobody else is saying the obvious. Men, some men, it's not most, men have the ability to learn from their trauma, to learn from their past experience, to grow as a person as they get older. This is not the same with women. Women, for whatever reason, either because it's intentional and they simply don't want to they don't want to learn from their mistakes, or because they believe they deserve to be punished forever, women don't learn from their trauma, they don't learn from their mistakes, and they don't grow stronger through negative experiences. They get worse and worse and worse. Those of y'all that had game as a middle school boy, that had game as a high school teen, that had game as a young adult, that have game as an older adult, you guys have had the experience of at some point being a woman or multiple women's first boyfriend, first body, first man she's ever fell in love with, first man she's ever fully submitted to, whatever. You had the experience of being several females first, right? If you continued to talk to that woman, which most of us did when we were younger, because we didn't know any better, but it serves a purpose. Because if you continued to talk to that woman, then something that you noticed is that she didn't get better after you guys broke up. She got worse. She went from being a feminine, submissive, happy little girly girl, but then after you guys broke up, she became a little bit more bitchy, a little bit more masculine. Maybe she got a tattoo, maybe she got a piercing. Something about her changed. At first it's subtle and it's hard to notice, but the micro interactions give it away. Then she gets another boyfriend. Okay, that fails. She starts acting even more different. She gets even more piercings. She gets even more tattoos. Maybe she has some visible scars now. Then she becomes a town whore. She becomes a thotty yaddy yaddy and sleeps with half the neighborhood, after high school, after college. Then she really starts to change. Then she gets her first abortion. And oh my God, it's like a demon has manifested inside of her. Guys, I'm not being sexist. I'm just telling you the truth. When women have piercings and tattoos, they're warning you. Hell, this could be the reason they do it. As a warning, stay away from me. Some women will even be honest enough to try to hook you up with one of their better friends. Now, sometimes this is a test because they'll try to sabotage that relationship later if you take the bait, but some women really are genuinely good people. You gotta have extreme levels of game to meet the best woman, but some of these fucked up women, they still have good hearts. I fucked a chick who was who was a functioning crack addict. I didn't know until after I fucked her. She didn't look like a crack addict. She was still very good looking, and she looked normal. But then, a couple of weeks after I met her, after I already fucked her, she told me that she spent her rent money on crack. And I never talked to her again after that, because certain shit my brain just needs time to process. But she was good to me. She was sweet. She had a good heart. But she was fucked, right? They're giving you a warning. Why do you think she told me that she spent her money on crack? She was warning me. Her interest in me was high, so she let me know early about what she was doing. I only talked to that because I fucked her the second day I met her. Right? The first day I met her, the logistics was bad, so it couldn't happen. But she told me to come over, the next day and bring condoms. And that's another warning right there. If a woman tells you to bring condoms, it means one of two things. It can mean that she wants to have sex with you, but she doesn't want to reproduce with you. So her interest in you is in the middle, but it's not high. She doesn't want to carry your genes. Or it can be another warning. She's letting you know, listen, I fuck a lot. I might have something. I've never been tested, but I'm just warning you, bring a condom. When their interest in you is high, they give you warning signs. And unlike men, they don't seem to have the ability to learn from past trauma, to learn from past mistakes, to learn from past relationships, to learn from past abortions, to learn from past sex partners. They grow more and more damaged, more and more depressed, more and more masculine, more and more hostile, more and more angry. This is why men who have the ability to do so, they go for younger women. They go for women that don't have piercings. They go for women that don't have tattoos. They go for younger women who have been through less bodies, who have been through less men, who have been through less trauma, who have been through less abortions. Now, this burns women that are older or women that are younger who have been ran through. This burns them, okay? The Toontown chick who accused me of going to a track meet to meet a child, even though, because this is the thing, these people don't have lives. They don't understand why a guy who was at the national level for his sports would return. Now, I haven't been to a nationals because nationals are usually in other states. The last national, I think, was in New York, and I'm not going to New York unless I have to. New York is a very special place. Those of y'all that live in New York, y'all know what I'm talking about. But I'm not going to New York unless I have to. But I will at least watch state championships because that's usually in PG County, and that's 40 minutes from here. Not a big deal. Plus PG County, it's all right. It's chill, you know. It's like a more downgraded version of Baltimore County. But anyways, that chick got angry at me. Not, you got to listen to the wording that woman used. I found the child that you met up with. In her mind, I ditched her for a younger chick. Women are not, I know I've said many times that women are not logical, but this does not mean that they're stupid. I want to be very clear on something. Women are not stupid. I would argue that they're actually more intelligent than the average man. It's just that when you get to the top 5% of men, their intellect is far greater than the top 5% of women. But at the average level, I would argue the average woman is far more intelligent than the average man. The average man is just fucking retarded, but I digress. But in her mind, I ditched her for a younger chick. And she's right about that. It's just that the specific chick that she was thinking of was not the one. Because I'm always talking to multiple chicks. And this is why. You got to keep your options open to find the best ones, man. You delusional motherfuckers that think you're going to meet one chick while you're still in high school. You're not going to have to put in any work. I made a whole video about this. You delusional fuckers that think that your first girlfriend in high school or middle school, you're going to force that to work like a Disney movie. It's not going to happen, man. You need to get experience. You need to see this shit with your own eyes over a large sample size for it to really sink in. You're going to hear this video, for example, and you're going to think I'm exaggerating until you go straight to the source and get real life experience and see how women really are. Because you guys got to understand something, man. The main reason it burns a woman's core when they find out that you're more interested in a younger woman, it could even be a younger version of her, right? It burns them to the core because they know that their age and their past mistakes that caused their trauma, which created the version of them that's currently alive, they know that they can't fix that. They can't wipe away their past. They can't remove the sex partners that they've had before. They can't remove the boyfriends that they've had before. They can't undo those abortions. They can get tattoo removal and they can take their piercings out and the body will naturally heal, but they can't undo what they've done in the past that had a permanent effect on them. And they know this. They know that they can't compete with younger girls. This is why you notice something. It can even be a woman that's only a few years younger than her, 2 years younger than her, 3 years younger than her. This is why, if you've noticed, older women and younger women that are whores, they try their hardest to keep the men that they desire away from women that have less bodies and younger age than they do. I didn't mention wrinkles a single time in this video, because I know there's some chicks that watch these videos. And what you chicks have got to understand is we don't go for younger women because younger women are easier to control. We don't go for younger women because younger women don't have wrinkles. Well, that's part of the reason too. Younger women are physically attractive, more physically attractive generally speaking. But women seem to think that it's all about looks. But then again, that's just what they say out loud. They know the real reason we go for younger chicks, because they know that they can't undo all that trauma. And a younger chick won't have that much trauma, won't have as much trauma, unless the younger chick is a whore. But younger chicks that are whores, what do? Chicks that are their same age that aren't whores, they try to keep you away from them, and behind the scenes they're trying to do sabotage. Hey, you should come to this party. Big Dick Johnny's gonna be there, right? Oh, I don't know, but I'm in love with this other guy, and I don't want to lose my virginity to anybody else but him. But don't you want to try Big Dick Johnny before you get into that relationship? You won't regret it, and then that's when the downfall begins. Any of you, and you guys that hang around, you guys that are fucking women, y'all know this. Y'all see what goes on, man. And then these evil chicks be bragging about how they destroyed their friend's innocence. Women don't like each other, but that's another video in itself. For the purpose of answering Mr. John Wilson, let me wrap this video up because I also got to get to work. This is the true reason women get tattoos and piercings. It's a physical manifestation of their trauma, and it's a physical warning for you before you ever speak to them. You can see this video as exaggeration. You can even see this video as deception if you want to. But Mr. Wilson, I can tell you're not that experienced with women, because you still try to ask why women do certain things, seeing it as a man. You still think men and women are the same. You'll say otherwise out loud, but I can tell from your comments that at your core, you don't see women as any different from you. You're still young. What I would advise you to do, go outside, get busy with women, and I would estimate after about 10 bodies, it'll begin to click the major differences for you between men and women. Because you can't go to a university to study women, man. You can't go on Google to study women. Women are the ultimate example of everything I've ever talked about. With women, you really have to go to the source and see how they are with your own eyes through a large sample size to see just how different we are. And I would advise you to get experience with both. Promiscuous woman, older woman, younger woman, and inexperienced woman. Get experience with all four so you can see the differences, and you can see exactly how right I am when I talk about why women do some of the things that they do. I'm going to wrap this video up. I'll catch you guys the next time I make a video. If you get it, you get it. If you still don't get it by now, then good luck, because you're going to need it. especially if you reproduce with one of these chicks.